Hello, good day. Thank you for joining the Legacy Continues podcast. I am Melinda McGahee, the executive director here at the Lovelady Center, and I know a big shout out to our grads and I thank you so much for logging on and watching today. And I always love our guests on here, and because they're always, grads or volunteers and or something important and significant to Lovelady. And today is nonetheless someone that's extremely important to Lovelady, but also extremely important to me, and that is my older brother, Beau Gregory, and he is my older brother, Beau Gregory.
Not that much older.
Nonetheless, still older. We have a good time around here. Some people call him my son, and I'm like, that is not my son. That is my older brother.
We do hear that quite a bit for some reason. I don't know why, but we do.
It drives me nuts. Anyway.
Yeah, Mom, I think it's because you act like my mom. I'm quite sure.
Well, besides giving me a hard time, that will come. Let's talk about exactly what you do. I know that I am so grateful that you are part of, one, my big brother, because you are the best big brother in the world, and that that just who you are to me as a brother and a friend, and a dear, 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 dear friend. Calling a friend would be an understatement. And but what you are to hear. I'm talking about just like you're one I don't like. I wouldn't want to come here every day if you weren't here every day, just because of what you do for this place. And so, talk a little bit about what you do.
Really, whatever is needed. I mean, in a nutshell. So, I mean, I guess if what falls up under my umbrella would be kitchen maintenance projects. Building, thrift store, somewhat as far as the operations of the thrift store and the buildings. So just an all around whatever. Okay. It's all over the place. So just whatever you tell me to do. Ultimately.
Are you saying I'm bossy?
Yeah, a lot. Yes, very. But no. I'm not one really on titles. I've never been that way and don't like to think that way.
I know. I call you director of operations.
Right. I think my mom, that was Mom's deal. Yeah. But I've never really been a title person.
Well, how about since we mentioned Mom, and I know that we both tear up and cry real easy when we talk about Mom, and this podcast is The Legacy Continues, and I know that you and I are both very, very passionate about her legacy continuing. Talk a little bit about how you ended up here working, because I know that for forever you were zero interest in working here, and then I think you were kind of lured a little bit. Mom kind of lured you. She kind of tricked you, didn't she?
Well, yeah. I was kind of wrapping up some stuff in Gulf Shores. You guys had just acquired what we call our clay thrift store, and she asked me to come up and renovate the clay thrift store in a season when we were trying to get it ready. And so I came up here and never left. I mean, I think I went back 3 times, and that was to pick up 3 different truckloads of my my stuff. And she was calling the whole time, wondering when I was getting back. And then I kind of fell right into here, and I've never regretted it. I absolutely can't imagine doing anything else anymore but Lovelady.
What do you like about it? Because it's hard. It's real hard.
It is hard, but I think the biggest thing is I really like seeing. Well, this is what I like about it the most is what I also don't like about it. I like seeing the transition that I see in the people that come here, not just the women, the workers, the construction workers, but I also get really upset when I see them go. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of a sad thing to me, because you get
when they go not ready, or when they go.
No, just because I tend to fall in love with everybody.
Yeah.
And then as I see them, and they're growing, and it's time for them to go.
Okay.
And it's time for them to move on. But I'm like, well, maybe we want to keep you for a little while longer because we love you. Now, there's a few of them I'm like, well, it's time for you to go. But for the most part, that's what I love seeing them grow. I love seeing, and I always like to reflect and think, man, I just remember when she just got here.
Isn't it amazing?
7 months ago, and it was like, that doesn't look like the same person. That doesn't act like the same person. It's not the same person ultimately. but I guess it is, and that person was always down inside there, and it just took Jesus to bring it out.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite one. I love seeing how Jesus, just as they fall in love with Jesus, and then they fall in love with them, more of themselves and
Self-respect.
yeah, and just the light. There's like a darkness to light. That's just like wow.
Well, it's funny too because my office is just like a hub, and so they're in there all day, and I see them come in, and when they first get here, a lot of times they get their key from Amber or my assistant or whatever, and they never look at me. They have their head down. They never speak to me. They never look at me, and they just look beat down, And then, but by the time they leave, they're blasting in the door, and it's "Hey, Beau," and they've got their head lifted up high, and they're happy, and they feel better. You can just tell they feel better. They walk in out their children and walk out with their children. Walk in without a driver's license, walk out with a car. It's
with
amazing.
driver's license. With
driver's license. So it's pretty amazing.
It is absolutely. So what does a day in the life look like here for you at the Lovelady Center?
I get here. My typical day though starts a lot earlier when I get here. I mean, I start trying to lay out because lately, over the past year or so, we've been real project oriented. We've put a new roof on the building, new windows, all the bathrooms a facelift, painted the halls, upgraded our kitchen equipment.
A lot of people come in here in the past year, and they're like, wow.
So we've been really project oriented, I would say. Built the room we're talking in right now, and we've done a lot of stuff like that. So that's taken up a lot of new security system. I mean, that's taken up a lot of the time that I do. But just kind of lay all that out, making sure everybody's got a game plan. Maintenance is a big deal here at the building, and so we like to lay out all the maintenance issues that we have during the day. And clogged toilets is a big thing. Plumbing is a big thing. I mean, women like to flush sausage and biscuits. You name it.
Diapers.
Diapers, whole diapers, blue jeans, carpet.
Now he's just making fun of us. That's not okay.
They do it. So I guess typically my role is more, and I don't like to use the word putting out fires. Maybe more crisis oriented.
Yeah.
So some days it's it's easy peasy. Other days it's just one issue after another that we have to deal with.
So and I think you've kind of said it, but just to ask it direct to make sure you've covered it. What's the hardest challenge that you face here?
Well, probably been an old building and not understanding the way it was built. Maybe sometimes we have we have to troubleshoot a lot of things, and it's a lot of trial and error because we don't really know what happened 100 years ago, and the building's been added on and renovated. We have we have about 200 bathrooms in the building, large kitchen that I think we cook almost 2,000 meals a day, and so that's a big deal. I also oversee Manna, by the way. That's a big production. We feed about 350 families a week now, not including about 60 to 100 homeless people, 3 meals a day. So but I'm bouncing all over the place. But I guess to answer your question would probably be just troubleshooting issues as they pop up.
A lot of troubleshooting here at the Lovelady Center.
A lot of troubleshooting.
So how do you balance the practical with the heart and mission? And I know you've got a huge heart, and I know that I know I'll frustrate you when I'm like, hey, we've got this issue or that issue, and you want to be so considerate of the women, and I know
I probably just go sit in my car, so I don't
say anything you're not supposed
to. So I'm not ugly when I'm not supposed to, because I have been known to be ugly a couple of times. Not most of the time, not with the women, more with the guys that we've had working around here. I tend to lose it with a little bit, and but I I do, if I get frustrated, I tend to I do like to withdraw because I never want to come across, especially to the women, as somebody that I get up.
I'm gonna say as a butthead, but I'm not sure that's the right word to use here on the Legacy of Love Continues
Well,
podcast.
that's what I'm called a lot. I'm called that a lot, though. Not especially from her, but from a lot of people.
But I know that I also know your heart and how much you love this mission and how committed you are to the mission. And I think that's to me when I see what you do to this building and how you want it better and you want to make it a place that the women want to reside in, where they know that it's a representation of who they are. And so you put so much effort into it, dude. And I to me, that's when I see what you do for the heart of the mission is to try to match.
And I agree with that, but I also would disagree with that. I think that is something that I really enjoy. I want the women to know that I love them, and that's hard for me to do it always through the building. So I do try to make a point to, and I don't know. I try to make a point to speak to every single person that I pass.
Absolutely.
And I do want them all to know that I try to love on every single one of them, just so they know the building comes more natural to me, and I try to go out of my way to love
absolutely.
women.
Yeah, no, I think we're definitely saying the same thing there because you definitely do that, and I think that as you work on the building, that's one way that you show them. But then also you definitely. I loved when we were talking earlier. We've got Labor Day coming up, and you were talking about getting the grill out and getting that stuff ready, and that's something that you really took on because you feel that it's a holiday and you want to be able to celebrate with them.
They love it now.
But now but then your team, the team that you manage, they now have kind of taken that from you because they enjoy it too.
Well, I think when I had my surgeries, I just happened to be out on a couple or just lagging around, and I said, "Can y'all please help me?" And it turned into where they're taking over because the women are so appreciative.
Yeah,
like they're lining up, at 8 o'clock in the morning, circling, wanting to know when the burgers are going to be ready, and they enjoy it, and just a good old fashioned grill out at home, and I enjoy it too, and I enjoy watching them have a good time. They say it really lifts their spirits up, and the line will literally be a city block to get food.
No, I've seen it. I see it. They line up now.
Yeah, we do. We have some eaters in here.
So, looking at the future, what's your biggest dreams for the Lovelady Center facilities?
They're all happening.
I know, isn't it great?
And that's the truth. At this point, I'm just answering what God's calling us to do. I can't say Beau has a plan. Because it
just happens.
They just happen, and I'm just trying to make it happen.
Because right now we're trying to get other facilities so we can do our next step program for our graduates.
Right.
And so that's going to be another facility that's got to be managed and
something that we've been talking about for a long time, and it looks like it's happening.
Mm-hmm. Our children's house, our children's home that we hope to get.
It's like that's popping.
And so that's so we're just adding more programs.
Yeah.
I think is definitely where we're headed. We're excited about it for sure.
We want to do more with our. We're talking about our coming up with our cosmetology school, and that's something that I'm getting wound up on right now, actually, and want to do more with our automotive school. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of trying to get that in the works. So as far as the shop goes for that, and culinary kitchen in the future. So we do have. I say I don't have a lot. We've got a lot, but we've got about a year's worth of stuff backed up right now that we're working on.
Yeah, those are all projects that are currently in the process. I mean, even if we haven't. You've got the plan, the list, the funding.
Yeah, and they're all in the middle of getting started.
Yeah, God is so faithful.
Yeah,
He's so
and
faithful.
These are things that you and Mom I know have talked about for years. And
especially the cosmetology school. Mom was very passionate.
Well, that's
happening.
That's here.
Yeah, that's great. And speaking of Mom, what values shaped you the most and still guide you today?
You're asking some tough questions here. got a ringer on me.
How about, let me ask you this one. As mom's son, what's one lesson she taught you that has stuck with you in leadership? Because mom was a leader now.
Yeah. It's never too late. I would say it's never too late. It's never too hard. I mean, it's never take no. You just pursue it. Mom she did not take no for an answer if she had it on her brain. You've got a lot of that in you, probably more than the rest of us, but we just got to keep going. Doesn't matter.
What does legacy mean to you personally? And how do you hope to live it out?
I'm living it out.
Amen.
I mean, I don't that'd be dumb. I'm living it out, and just to see this not only continue but to soar, and it is.
Do you have a favorite memory of mom that inspires you to lead? I can think of a memory. This is not a Lovelady memory, but just one that the mom always talked about when you quit your job. Or, when you were working with her before Lovelady, and she'd ask you to take out the trash.
Yeah, I don't remember how it all went down, but yes, that is one of her favorite stories.
Because she asked you to take out the trash, and you said, that's not my job.
Yeah.
And then she said, well, then you don't have one, or something to that effect.
She fired me multiple times over the years.
And that was before Lovelady, but then you came back much later and said, I'm ready to take out the trash.
Yeah, she fired me quite a few times, but she always had a way. She would fire you, and then you'd be begging for your job back, and then when you didn't, she'd make you feel like you were begging for your job back, even when she was trying to get you back. Mom always she had a very, very, very good way of communicating with people, and I think that was the biggest thing that I admired about her. She knew how to reach inside of you and pull out whatever she saw.
Yeah,
She really did.
That's definitely. What keeps you grounded when stress level rises?
Well, prayer. A lot of prayer. Definitely Jesus. And you're going to laugh, but my animals.
Speaking
I've got some animals.
He does have some animals. I was going to speak. I know a lot of our grads, and some of them might be listening. I'm sure they're going to want to know how's Prince Harry doing.
He's good. He's really good.
Sloopy.
Great.
I don't think they would know Bubba, would they?
No.
Yeah, no. So those are his 3 monkeys that he has. And I don't think that's really that's the only animals that the girls have really met, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I've got more. That's I love, that's my kind of always been my hobby and my passion is my animals, as silly as it is. But
it's not silly at all. I think it's beautiful. What gives you the most hope about the women and families who come through the doors? I'm sorry. I think but I know how
prep me a little bit.
I know how passionate you are about the ministry itself and what it does, and I know that.
I think it's always the same answer though to almost every question. It is I love seeing A to Z and
Absolutely.
seeing the transformation and see them, even our alumni. I'm looking forward to the alumni and seeing the people that have been gone for 3 or 4 or 5 years and seeing him come back healthy and looking good.
Yeah.
And they come in at 80 pounds and leave at 280. But just seeing the overall health. I love that even with our homeless people that we take care of. I remember 3 years ago when we started the homeless program, there was some of the couples that would come there, and I mean some couples that I would watch take care of themselves, could barely walk, and now some of those same couples come around and they look healthy, they look clean, they look fed, they look like they've got it together, they've got decent clothes on because we try to get them clothes from the thrift store or whatever.
So, so we might have some grads who graduated, years ago, and what are they're talking about. But So over the years, we would have people who would stop by here and get a plate, and so we would give them a plate if they stopped by. And Beau had said that he felt that was dangerous because it was getting more and more people. And getting men coming into the facility, and I agree that wasn't the safest thing, and so we'd cut it off. But then Beau started giving it out the back gate, and because the need was there, the need was great, but
started feeling guilty for cutting them off altogether.
It was kind of low key, and then our neighbors next door had asked if that they had a community food bank, and they asked if we wanted the building. And they actually gave us the building so we could start feeding the neighborhood, and it has just massively grown. How many does it feed So how many we give out? How many hot plates and how many family boxes?
We give out about 180, I think 150 to 180 hot plates a day, and then we give out about I'd say roughly 350 food boxes a week, which feed a family of 4. So isn't
that beautiful?
It's thousands of meals a month that go out of the door. And in the beginning, it was really it was just, God just was bringing it in the door, a lot of, and I'd still bring it in the door, but it was just things that we've got where we've purchased some of it now just to help, to make sure that they've got some staples that they need. But for the most part, it's just excess things that God wanted us to use.
Isn't it great?
It is.
Yeah, because we can't use 1 can or 3 cans of green beans here, right. So we can take it to Manna, and use that's 3 boxes, that's 3 cans of green beans that can go to a family.
Got a family of 4.
Yeah.
But if we fed one person something here, we'd have a riot.
Yeah, we don't do that. Don't want to do that.
We got to feed whatever we do. We've got to be able to cook.
Yeah,
about 600 to 800 of them.
Yeah,
I think we cooked the night before, or 2 nights ago. We cooked 700 hamburger steaks, and
they were gone. Hamburger steak. That's a good meal.
Food fight over hamburger steaks. They were loving them.
Yeah, that's a good meal. And I'll tell you, the kitchen, even like we do surveys. And the surveys on the food in the kitchen has definitely stepped up in the last couple of years. So that's love how you've you and I know that's our passion. Is just listen. We're going to make it better. We're going to constantly. We don't give up. We don't leave it as is. We're passionate about. Where does improvement need to come, and we're always trying to strive for it. So I've got 2 more questions for you. Okay. And I did want to mention, he mentioned the alumni. It is coming up, grads. If you have not registered, register. You can find it on our grad group me, the link, or you can find it on Facebook, and I will be posting. Just keep looking. Look on my page, Facebook page. Register.
You said that about the surveys. I want to throw out about Dee Dee, because we have a lady that's in our kitchen named Dee Dee Manley, and she is so wonderful. She spends so much time on our menus.
She does.
Trying to make sure that these girls eat as good and healthy as they can, and she spends a lot of time and effort on them. So, Dee Dee, we love you.
We do. Absolutely. Big shout
out.
Her
birthday's Monday.
Big shout out to Dee Dee, for sure. We love her, appreciate her. And I love how God just keeps bringing the people.
Yeah, there's no way I could sit down and I wouldn't have the patience to write a menu like that, and she's incredible.
Sure. So if you could give advice to the next generation of our family stepping into this legacy, what would it be?
We have that.
I know.
We have that happening.
I know.
And they're smarter and quicker and faster, and they're everything that we're lacking, I think. And but I think just to get hold of it earlier, that would be the biggest thing that I do regret is, I didn't get here till I was in my late 40s.
Yeah, but look at the difference that you're making, the impact that you're making. I know that.
I'd like to been here though in 30s.
Yeah.
Then if I would have, I felt like I wasted 10 years.
Saying you didn't want to.
Yeah. That I floundering around at the beach playing.
You weren't playing. You're working hard, but this
yeah,
is,
but still.
Yeah.
But it maybe it did. So maybe it did help with some of the skill sets, though. So,
I can see that.
There's some things that I probably wouldn't have known had I not do that at the time.
Right, because you built restaurants. She built,
Yeah,
for sure. So
a lot
how
of
God,
commercial
God was
properties.
preparing you and equipping you, and I know what a difference that you have made here for sure. And anyone that comes to the building has to see the difference that you make. I know what a difference you've made for me being here, and I definitely appreciate, value more than you know. Speaking of, because I didn't ask, how is it working so close with your sister? And,
She's difficult.
I knew he was going to say that, and I
Yeah.
still asked the question.
No, she's difficult.
Still
but
asked the question.
it's an honor though, and to be honest with you, I couldn't think of another person, and I'm not just saying this, next to Mom, that I would rather serve and to be their sidekick or backup, because I mean that's important to me. So
Well,
as important as all of this other stuff is, that is almost equally as important to me.
And I think, thank you, and I appreciate it. And I think that you and I both agree that we serve the best people in the world, that we serve a good God who just keeps
Absolutely.
just an amazing God, our God, and how what he does here every single day is absolutely beautiful. And I'm so grateful that you're part and that we get to do what we do. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I love you, and I love Lovelady, as Francisco says.
Love, lady.
I love Lovelady.
Yes, and we love Lady Strong around here. Thank you so much. Appreciate you logging on. See you later.